authentic relationships. The Lord is synonyms for when I was living in New York. So we lived in a house on top of the hill, and it was a very steep hill.
Favorite food, what instrument you would want education goal, something that pretty much something that your favorite method.
A little lamb there and some animals, goats and chickens and stuff like that. And when I'm home, I don't really go outside. I kind of leave that stuff to my dad. Like I begged my mom for a horse for like many months. I'm like, Mom, please, can we have a horse? Can we have a horse? Then we finally got a horse.
Wow.
And I went outside for like a total of 2 days, and then I was done. One day, you know, it was like really early in the morning, and my dad's like, Elena, can you go feed the goats? And I'm like, oh, fine, you know? So I get up and I go and grab some feed. I go outside to the goats, and, you know, I'm making sure every goat gets some food because sometimes they're greedy. And I notice one goat, it has a rope around its neck. And the rope was spinning like so tight that it was like, you know, it was bald in that area, and it was like starting to like make, I don't know, like it was like a lot of irritation, like a cut or something like that. And I'm like, oh no, like, you know, the rope needs to come off of the goat, right? So I run back inside, I'm like, Daddy, do you see that there's a goat? It has a rope around its neck, and it's like starting to like make a cut there. And he's like, yeah, I've been trying to chase after that goat, but it won't allow me to get it, right? And my dad's this big old man, like he can't really, like he can't run after it.
Amen.
And so I'm like, oh, I remember back to like being in church, and they would tell the children's story that God cares about his creation, right? And when we pray, he hears our prayers. So I go to my room, I'm like, Lord, please help me help this goat. And so I'm asking basically for God to give me the ability to help the goat, because obviously it's not like complying with me, even though it needs my help. So I grab a pair of scissors and I run back outside. And the goat's there, and all the goats are there because, you know, I have the food, and so they all want the food. So I noticed that whenever I poured the food on the in the like basin, the goat would bend its head down, and so I poured the food down and then let the goat, you know, bend its head down so that I can cut the rope off of its neck. And it would start eating the food, but then as soon as I start bringing the scissors next to it, it would like run away, you know? So I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. So I'm trying all different types of tactics, okay? I'm here, I'm talking to her very nicely, like, I'm here to help you, like, let me help you. I'm here singing to the goat, Mary had a little lamb, you know? And the goat is not budging. It's like, I'm not like, I'm only here for the food, I don't want your help, basically. So then finally I'm like, okay, I need to try something else. And you see the size of that goat. It doesn't look very strong or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, let me let me try to grab onto the goat by its horn so that I can cut the rope off, right? So I pour more food, it bends its head, and then I quickly grab onto the horn. And it's like, bucking, it's like kicking, it's like flailing around the whole place or whatever. And you wouldn't think it's so strong, but for sure it was like putting up a big fight. And I'm trying to help it, So I'm holding on with one hand, cutting, and of course my scissors is like dull. And it's not coming off, like it's not cutting very well. But finally I was able to cut the rope off.
Wow. Wow.
Instantly, God spoke to me and he told me, Elena, you're the skill. And you might say, what do you mean by that? The goat knew that rope around its neck was not benefiting it, right? It knew that it needed help, but it wasn't willing to come to a source that could help it. Sometimes in life, we have things that we need to go to God about, things that we can be authentic with God with. That can be our burdens, that can be our struggles. All the things, the things that we think about when we go and lie in bed at night, the thoughts that run through our heads, any sins, things that we, carry on our own, but God is asking us to bring to Him.
Amen.
And we carry it around our neck. Sometimes we willingly put that rope around our own neck, and it's cutting deep. It's uncomfortable for us, but we allow it to just sit there and not go to someone that can help us, right?